It is so great to have you with us. Topping news at the hour, another major hotel property reopening its doors here on Grand Bahama. It will be the second major resort to reopen within the past month. Stakeholders project that it will deliver a fresh injection in the industry, providing employment for scores of workers who were sent home due to the global pandemic. As Ramiko Knowles tells us, resort managers believe that the health and safety measures will be given priority.
After a 13-month closure, the Viva Wyndham Fortuna Beach Resort is set to reopen its doors. Resort officials say much work has gone into getting the 26-acre beachfront property ready for opening day, which is April 25th. General Manager of the Grand Bahama Tourism Office, Stephen Johnson, calls the hotel property a jewel in Grand Bahama and notes that the reopening of the all-inclusive property spells good news for the economy.
So we're really excited about it. I mean, not only that, to get people who have been off work for that long back to work, which is a key for us here in the Ministry of Tourism, is to put people's heads in beds. And so we're really excited that we could have this connection with Viva, to sit at the table with them to help them market this resort for Grand Bahama.
Johnson says the announcement made by the nation's leader, stating that persons who are fully vaccinated will not be required to have a negative COVID-19 test when traveling, is also a big boost for the economy.
We heard the minister talk about it, but we wanted to make sure to get to that point, we've had to do everything else great in order to make things happen. And the vaccinations are now going well in Grand Bahama and throughout the Bahamas. And so people have already started calling. They've already started calling and want to find out. The emails are coming in. We want to find, oh, is this true, or is this a hoax or whatever? We say, no, it's true.
General Manager of the resort, Marco Gobbi, says altogether some 100 employees will return to work. He notes that the resort will be following all of the Ministry of Health's guidelines.
We put plexiglass, we put social distance, we put gel sanitizer everywhere. We do mask for all our employees, so we have a nice mask with a nice logo. And we have to increase also our staff, because we have to clean and sanitize more often than usual, than before.
And the all-inclusive resort has a rate for local guests.
We have a very special rate and promotion for local one, and when we start to spread anywhere, to have a lot of Bahamians, resident, expat that want to enjoy the resort for the night or day pass. For the local one, all-inclusive, one night is $80 per person.
Prior to its closure, the hotel relied heavily on the European market. Gobbi says plans are in motion to secure that market once again.
We are trying to find a new tour operator, a new market in Europe, and to ensure the occupancy of the resort, we are pushing a lot in the U.S. market. I want just thank you to the government and authority. They always stay close to the hotel to listen our problem, try to help us to reopen. After 30 years that we try to help the community, we really feel that now the community try to help us.
Now the resort is opening April 25th with a low occupancy rating, but in the coming summer months, he's hoping that bookings will increase. And now that that day is upon us, they say their focus will be on getting heads in beds. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Great story, Ramiko. Now, as you may recall, the Grand Lucayan property reopened on March 25th. Meantime, the reopening of major resorts viewed as a sign that the tourism industry is rebounding. Taxi drivers say they want to ensure that they are a part of the equation once guests start to arrive on island. Drivers attending a special called meeting this week to address what they call possible roadblocks that they contend may be standing in their way once the industry comes back. Jay Philippe has this story.
Taxi cab drivers and tour operators on Grand Bahama coming together during an emergency meeting to voice their concerns on some apparent unrest developing. According to Harold Curry, president of the Grand Bahama Taxi Union, some troubling news has been circulating in regards to a particular tour operator who has sole responsibility for transporting arriving tourists from the cruise ships to their destinations and back. The news isn't sitting well with taxi drivers.
What we understand that the Royal Caribbean is coming in here June 12th and is coming in here on a bubble. Where these people will be traveling in a group and they'll be going on buses. And they said to me, it's alleged that these people, when they come off the ship, they're going straight into these buses and going to the destination, either a tour or going to Tino Beach, going to Garden of the Grove, etc. We feel like it ain't fair, that it's not fair to taxi drivers nor the straw vendors, because they wouldn't be getting none of the pie.
Quentin LaRoda, representing the National Congress of Trade Unions Bahamas, was also at the meeting. LaRoda adds that while the expected arrival of the cruise ships is a beacon of hope in reviving the Grand Bahama economy, he too feels like a fair opportunity should be made available for taxi drivers.
The Ministry of Tourism, the government agencies responsible, must find a way for all the taxi drivers, everybody in transportation, if the straw vendors at little bars and restaurants, all have an opportunity to eat and to survive and to make it. You know, we had a hurricane here and we got a pandemic, and we're emerging out of it. You know, not everybody wants to sit home and just wait on the government to give them a handout. These people are people with integrity. They're used to taking care of their families. The people of hard work, people of intelligence, and they want to get out there and earn.
These taxi cab drivers and tour operators are demanding answers.
I think it's unfair, because what is the reason for us opening? What is the reason for the taxi drivers to come around? This is our livelihood, what we were waiting for a whole year. You know, we hardly made ends meet. And this is what we depended on from forever. We schooled our children, we pay our mortgages. You know, this is all we know right now.
Look around you. This is a meeting call like half an hour ago. Just half an hour, you know. These poor straw vendors is wrong. The hair braiders is wrong. The straw wakers is wrong. These young ladies up here got their kids. And it's sad to see what we have to go through. I really don't care. I could hardly walk where I told someone beaten. But the bottom line is I'm here. And I will stand with my president, Mr. Harold Curry, and his executive team for whatever. All of these businesses that come in, we need that money. Nassau is coming and calling. I'm telling you, this government, don't allow it to happen like in 67. Because we caused it, you know, the taxi drivers, when they took advantage. And the same scenario where the bus was trying to take everything. It ain't gonna happen.
85% of the taxi drivers them today, cars are up to standard, okay? So what I notice and what I see, most of the taxi drivers and tour operators has followed the protocol, has got into the classes, and should have been sitting down within a meeting concerning the ship coming in. We have to stand together, okay? Stand together. Stand together. Stand together.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Well, General Manager with the Ministry of Tourism, Stephen Johnson, is responding to the claims made by the taxi drivers and their supporters. Johnson says any suggestion of unfair treatment is simply untrue. He says cab drivers are included in the tourism equation and confirmed that a meeting was held with the leadership of the taxi union yesterday to hear their concerns.
Just yesterday, Mr. Russell Benford and his team announced that the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is looking forward to working with the taxi drivers throughout Grand Bahama Island. And they can only work in designated Royal Caribbean Cruise Line activity tours. Only in designated Royal Caribbean Cruise Line tours. We just want to commend Royal Caribbean Cruise Line for their investment in Grand Bahama. They're going to be buying all of their procurement items, food, gasoline, alcohol, beers, everything are going to be bought on Grand Bahama. So we're really, really happy as a matter of fact, there's a meeting on Monday, the 25th, April 25th, with the Chamber of Commerce, all of the persons that are involved in the with the procurement of items here in Grand Bahama. So we're really happy of their support for Grand Bahama, and in no which way they had excluded the taxi union drivers from the opportunities to transport persons in Grand Bahama. There were some concerns from a health and safety perspective. However, the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is looking forward to working with taxi drivers here on Grand Bahama Island. Again, we're so pleased of this opportunity, And we look forward to continued support of Royal Caribbean Cruise Line when they come here on June 18th. We're so happy and thrilled that the economic love is going to be spread throughout the community.
Now to news from the island of Abaco. Demolition is underway in the farm community over on that northern island. Heavy equipment moved early this morning, tearing down homes that were constructed illegally. We spoke with businessman Silbert Mills a short time ago. He was on the scene when the demolition unfolded.
Time after demolition crew with heavy equipment and dump trucks came to the site, into the community, and began demolishing homes. Now, works officials tells us that there are 53 unauthorized structures that are on their list to be demolished today. They are unoccupied, and most of these 53 structures went up in the last 2 weeks since the government was here and conducted their initial exercise. And so they had to act quickly and decisively.
Now, he says some of the residents are sad and are concerned about their future, but adds that there is housing shortage on the island for Bahamians as well as illegal migrants.
There's a housing shortage. They want to have something of their own, and so they went the only route they know, and that is to build on land. Since they can't buy land or own land, it has been their practice to find a piece of vacant land, clear it, and build on it. The need to survive.
Now, the Ministry of Works issued a statement this afternoon on the demolition. It reads, in accordance with the communication to the House of Assembly on Wednesday, March 14, 2021, by the Honorable T. Desmond Bannister, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Works, and on the authority of the Minister with responsibility for the environment, a total of 45 incomplete and unoccupied structures on the farm Shantytown near Treasury Key, Abaco, were demolished today, Thursday, April 22nd. According to the statement, the debris from these structures are being safely disposed of. Phase 2 of the operation will continue tomorrow. The government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas remains firm in its resolve to ensure that the health hazards and hazardous conditions that unregulated communities foster are dealt with decisively and effectively. Switching gears now, Area Vice President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Quintin LaRota, confirming that a teacher at the Walter Parker Primary School tested positive for COVID-19. However, he says that teacher has been away from the campus for the past 2 weeks and assures that the Grand Bahama COVID Task Force team is aware of the situation at the school. And he says contact tracing has been carried out.
Protocol in place when there's a suspected COVID or positive COVID test, the matter is reported to Dr. Bart's COVID team, and they would advise the school or the Ministry of Education what is to be done to mitigate against COVID, or if anyone have to quarantine or anyone be coming for testing. All of that is decided by the Ministry of Health, and they inform education as to what is the steps to be taken. And so the response to COVID is totally in the hands of the COVID team, outside of following the protocols and the guidelines that all public spaces have to now follow. And so no different here. That school also had those protocols had to be followed there with Dr. Bart's team.
LaRota also confirming that 2 other teachers may be symptomatic. He says the Grand Bahama COVID Task Force will advise the Ministry of Education as to the next step.
We've not had a difficulty with the Ministry of Education officials following up the advice from the COVID team. Once Dr. Bartlett says this is what has to take place, that is what takes place. If advice was given and not followed, then definitely the union would take the actions necessary to protect its members. But so far, the working relationship have been a good one, a good understanding of when these things happen, what needs to take place and the follow-through and the follow-up that has to happen.
Well, vaccination set to begin on the island of Bimini soon. The nation's leader announcing that the vaccination process will begin next week, Friday. Island Administrator Deidre Fox says an assessment team is currently on the island.
We are looking at the BUB Hall for next week, Friday the 30th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have just under 300 persons who are interested and who put down their names and contacts for the vaccine in Bimini. So the response has been really well on the island.
Now, she says some residents are interested in taking the jab.
There are some who are hesitant, there are some who are not interested, but for the most part, like I said, there are just under 300 persons who are interested.
Stay with us, we'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
You all thinking about catching a trip? Get all fresh up and catch the sailing with Valeria Caribbean. Passenger prices start at only $120 per way. And you'll love the onboard amenities while you relax and enjoy the view. Plus, the ferry is secured with all the latest COVID-19 protocols. Once you're done shopping, you're back home in no time with no hassle getting your packages. Bins start at $150, and the best thing is when you travel with your cargo, you eliminate the manifesting fees. It's easy, fast, and affordable. Book your trip now at www.valeriacaribbean.com.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Marie Clarice is a ladies' shoe store. We initially opened in 2018 in the downtown area, carrying women's shoes, handbags, and accessories. Now we're located at number 16 Rachel Britannia Mini Mall. We have clothing for the working woman, casual clothing, work clothing, church clothing. We have shoes for every occasion. We have flip-flops. If you want to go to the beach, you want to get a pedicure, you need flip-flops with you. We have sandals, slides, heels, wedges, boots, especially the wedges. We have a large selection of wedges, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, belts, wallets, anything you could think of. And if you can't find it here, let us know and we'll get it here. You can find us on social media. Marie Clarice Footwear and Finery on Facebook, Marie Clarice 242 on Instagram, and our store hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
This Mother's Day, thank her for always being there with a gift that sparkles from Pandora Jewelry. Spend $150 or more April 22nd through April 26th and receive a limited edition bangle free. Offer good while supplies last. See store in the Port Lacaya Marketplace for details.
ZNS Shopping Network is the place for deals. Bahamas. Get ready for our national launch coming June 1st, 2021. For the first time ever, any store can advertise their sale items or discounted coupons on ZNS and get TV and radio commercials at never seen before prices. So if you've got stuff and you want to put it on sale, we'll tell the entire Bahamas all about it. So merchants, log on to ZNSShoppingNetwork.com and click the merchant inquiry button today to get started.
Tell me, what are you doing to improve your life?
Since COVID-19 is reading, that's something in itself because it's so fast. So yeah, crossing.
Join me for Direct Talk, live with David G. Weekdays at 11 a.m. on the Bahamas Radio Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Today is Earth Day, when special focus is placed on environmental awareness. Several events taking place throughout the world. Here on Grand Bahama, the Bahamas National Trust, in partnership with Rotary and AML Foods, organized tree planting events for Earth Day. Trees were planted at Lucayan National Park and the Rand Nature Center. Both sites are managed by the BNT under its 32 National Park system. The BNT team was excited to receive native Bahamian trees to plant on park properties, which include cocoa plum and sea grape trees. Earth Day celebrations continue at the Rand Nature Center this Saturday, April 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's a look at stories making news. Let's take a check in on what's happening in sports with RJ Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to ZNS Total Sports right here in the North. Phase 1 of renovations is ongoing at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Facility manager Kim Stewart is pleased with the upgrade and also thanked Louis Mizik for his assistance.
It's always a good feeling when you can see some kind of improvement in or some kind of advancement in the work that you're working towards. Right now, the seating procedure is, like the minister said, is an ongoing process that we would like to have finished within the next 6 months.
There's been a need for accommodations and facilities out here. And I must say hats off to the minister, to the new minister, who have made a rapid move to bring the chairs in. And I volunteer Masako's time and staff to install them, of course, to install them without any, just as a community outreach.
Switching gears now, Buddy Hield came through in the clutch as the Sacramento Kings defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves in the closing seconds of the game, 128-125. Buddy Hield was able to break free, making a game-winning shot with 8.8 seconds remaining on the clock. Hield has been streaky for the most part of the season, but bounced back from an off night in the first game of a back-to-back when he shot 3 of 11, all on three-point tries. Hield found his rhythm in the second game and shot 11 of 16 overall. He finished the game with 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists on 68% shooting. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Bahamas Mother's Day sale on all merchandise except AC units and special order cabinets. Freeport, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Follow on Facebook and Instagram for more information. Connet Bahamas.
Has math been stressing you or your child out lately? Well, cheer up. Relief is now available through the Math Professor and more. Our team brings a wealth of knowledge and a proven success record. Looking to develop communication skills and confidence when speaking to an audience? We can help with that too. Give us a call today at 602-6851 or 727-1257. You deserve a break, and we're here to help.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
For all of your dressy and classy casual shoes, visit Esquire's Shoe Department. They carry from size 7 to size 15. Esquire's Men's Freeport for the best in menswear.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Shop for your favorite brand name of beach, casual, and formal accessories with the Nautica Boutique in Port Lacayo. View their social media pages at Facebook, the Nautica Boutique Store, or Instagram, GQ Men Bahamas, for more information.
Today we're going to talk about tips to have a more restful night's sleep. Tip number 1. Keep a schedule. Make sure you go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. I know people like to sleep in on the weekends. It's the days off for most people, but you want to keep your sleep cycle consistent so that you fall asleep and you wake up at the same time all the time, and you don't wake up in the middle of the night and have those issues. Tip number 2 is avoid blue light devices. Those are cell phones and TV close to bedtime. The blue light in those devices actually blocks the melatonin that your body releases during bedtime, which tells it when to fall asleep. So what you can do is either buy the blue light glasses or most phones have settings now where you can turn the blue light off, or just avoid phone usage altogether so that you can get to sleep faster. Tip number 3 is you can use supplements such as melatonin and ZMA. Melatonin, like I said earlier, is what your body needs to help it go to sleep, so it helps put you to sleep. And ZMA helps you have a more restful sleep. So once you get to sleep, you have a deeper sleep and you sleep more restfully without getting up in the middle of the night. So these are 2 supplements that you can take. They're perfectly safe and healthy, and you will be having a better night's sleep. Hope you enjoyed these tips. Remember, if you need the supplements, the ZMA and the melatonin, we have them here at the Fitness Connection. Come by and check it out.
Your number 1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Tiffany Fernando, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We want to say thank you for your support. We also want to say a happy birthday to Coach Marco Cooper. That's the coach over there at Sunland Baptist Academy, and also to 7-year-old Princess Kyla Roberts. We hope that you have a wonderful day. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
What are you doing to improve your life?
Since COVID-19 is reading. That's something in itself because it's so fast. So yeah, it's engrossing.
Join me for Direct Talk, live with David G. Weekdays at 11 a.m. on the Bahamas Radio Network.
Colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. The government rids Abaco of another Shantytown. Tourism and the police ink a deal. And an uptick in COVID hospitalizations spring on changes at PMH. Those stories and more when the Bahamas tonight, the National Report returns.
Successful parenting through COVID-19. Being at home with your child for a long time can feel stressful, especially when they misbehave. Children can also feel stressed as their daily routines have changed. Manage negative behavior through creating schedules, planning indoor activities and outdoor activities, giving responsibilities, and rewarding good behavior. All children can be mischievous. You can discipline without yelling or physically harming by giving timeouts, taking away privileges, and even giving chores. It's okay to take a break. Pause for 10 seconds. Breathe for 5 seconds. Then
This portion of the news brought to you by BTC's Dollar Holla Deals.
Good evening, I'm Akushla Pindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The competent authority releasing the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Pandemic Risk Management Amendment Order today, verifying those new COVID-19 testing travel protocols announced by the Prime Minister on Wednesday. It's an issue reporters questioned the Minister of Tourism on this morning, even as the Bahamas is again marked by another U.S. agency amidst rising COVID-19 cases. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
Minister of Tourism and Aviation, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, is defending government's decision to allow certain privileges to fully vaccinated people, among them the elimination of a COVID-19 test for those traveling domestically and internationally. The change in protocol takes effect on May 1st.
The Prime Minister and the leadership team would have consulted with the Ministry of Health. The science is showing that when you get vaccinated, you have a 100% chance that you will not get so sick that you have to end up in a hospital.
He also notes that if a fully vaccinated person is infected, the risk of he or she spreading the virus drops 80 to 90%. De Aguilar admits eliminating the test for international travelers removes bureaucracy that will actually make the country more appealing, especially in light of the CDC and U.S. State Department adding the Bahamas and a total of 116 countries to its Level 4 Do Not Travel list.
I think that will counter the downgrade from Level 3 to Level 4. Remember now, almost every country in the world is in Level 4. I think it's 80%. A large proportion of persons. And, the country that is not in Level 4, and clearly they're not going to put it in Level 4, is the United States. I mean, they're far worse than we are.
The Minister of Tourism went on to deny that the privileges of the fully vaccinated, including indoor gatherings with other fully vaccinated people and indoor dining, are sweeteners to encourage vaccination in the face of employers reportedly threatening employees.
The government has been absolutely clear on this all the time. There is no requirement for you to get the vaccine, but we strongly encourage you to do it. The benefits are clear. you have, and I repeat, a 100% chance that you will not get so sick that you have to go to hospital and maybe have an unfortunate outcome. You know, if you look at those death reports every day on the Ministry of Health's release, it troubles me and saddens me that most of those persons are elderly. And we have offered the vaccine to persons that are 50 and older.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, COVID-19 ambassadors now tasked with maintaining the World Travel and Tourism Council Safe Travel Stamp in the Bahamas. A memorandum of understanding was signed this morning between the Tourism Development Corporation and the Royal Bahamas Police Force, sealing the deal. CEO and Executive Director Janet Johnson says the goal is to ensure businesses operate on a global standard and that safety is the order of the day for customers.
We've been working very diligently with a lot of businesses, tourism-related enterprises. They've been availing themselves of the inspections, the questionnaires that are guided by the WHO, the WHO, and the CDC. A lot of them have been found to be in compliance with the guidelines that are being given. So many of them are displaying the decals that are being issued.
Johnson says the emblem proves businesses are compliant with COVID-19 risk mitigation.
It also says that the business has agreed to be monitored to ensure that they remain in compliance. If there is an adjustment and the business lapses in their mitigation of the risk, they will receive a warning. If they do not adjust to that warning, there's no visible signs of it, then they will be removed from the accredited list, which is on the TDC website. So it's almost like a Better Business Bureau type of situation.
Residents of the Yellow Elder community now have a better understanding of how to protect and safeguard themselves and their property. That thanks to the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the National Neighborhood Crime Watch Council. Among the officials handing out pamphlets was Assistant Police Commissioner Theophilus Cunningham.
The purpose of these walkabouts is to minimize the fear of crime amongst the citizens and to ensure that the transparency of the police creates a sense of trust and bonding with the communities that we serve. We are achieving our goals through community policing. We are distributing crime prevention and educational brochures throughout the communities and the business places. This is to assist with the prevention of crime, thus enabling us to have safer communities.
Here's Neighborhood Crime Watch Council Chairman Kino Wong with some of the residents' concerns.
We have seen some of the residents who said that there is peace in their communities at this time where crime has tremendously reduced because of the intervention of the police as well as the National Neighborhood Watch Program. There are some concerns where there are the lights on the utility poles are out, which create a darkness in some pockets of the community. Residents are concerned about derelict vehicles, where we know that there are opportunities where the criminal elements will hide their contrabands or illegal weapons. And so we have noticing that as well. But overall, there seems to be a very great sense of a great feeling to see the partnership of the Royal Bahamas Police Force with the National Neighborhood Watch walking in this community today.
Two foreign nationals forced to cough up thousands of dollars after an intelligence-led operation ended with their arraignment. The two, a Dominican and a Colombian, appeared before senior magistrate Darren Roll Davis on the charge of overstaying. Santo Domingo resident Jesus Castillo and Luis Saldarriaga of Medellin pleaded guilty. They were subsequently convicted and fined $4,000 each. Should they fail to pay, the two stand to serve 3 months at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Once the fines are paid or custodial services served, The men are to be deported. Now, the incident prompting officials to remind the public that overstaying is a punishable offense. As such, should a visitor wish to remain in the country beyond the granted period, he or she can apply for a visitor's extension before the time expires and is subject to the discretion of the Department of Immigration. Almost leading the one-word Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honourable Michael Pintard, is using to describe claims made by Port-of-Ski dog vendors in the media. In fact, he told our news team today that suggestions of an assessment not taking place in the wake of the April 11th dog fire is untrue. Pintard noting that ministry officials met with vendors and representatives of both vendor associations the morning following the blaze to plan the immediate response to the fire and the way forward. At the time, it was made clear that the order of action would be guided by a final report from the Ministry of Public Works structural engineers, which could take a few weeks.
They've been looking at the setback so that we are able to put a portion of the new stalls over the water on pylons, and all of this was made clear to the vendors. They looked at the architectural drawings, both the new one that was designed by a local architect, as well as the drawings that have been done historically by Ministry of Works. And we looked at the drawings and in principle had an agreement. They were then left with the staff to go and look at the dock to see where we could set up temporary accommodations. And one of the areas, it was never suggested by the ministry for the use of the produce exchange. That's absolutely untrue. In fact, vendors themselves had suggestions, as the statement shows, in terms of where would be the most appropriate location. One additional option was to look at stalls presently not occupied, and so that some of the vendors are able to use those stalls until their stalls are constructed.
Minister Pintard confirmed that the post-cleanup bidding exercise through government's e-portal has been completed, and those persons will also remove debris in waters surrounding the dock. He maintains the goal is to build Port-of-Ski back better.
We have already had damages done over years to the culverts that are present, and we wanted to at least understand from the technical team what we were up against as we sought to repair and help the vendors to rebuild. In the meantime, we identified a source of funds so that we would be in a position to make a significant contribution to vendors to assist them in the rebuilding exercise. And while it is primarily their responsibility for the rebuild, the government, in my view, ought to be an intimate part of that. We're partners with the vendors, and my colleagues share that view. And so we are going to assist in the rebuild.
Well, still to come, a new vaccination site opens here in the capital, and the latest child abuse numbers are released. Those stories and more when the National Report continues. And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch live at 5 with Amajal Knowles, followed by the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern edition at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Home. Some say it's where the heart is, where you're most at peace, most yourself. Come home with Commonwealth Bank as we reopen our doors to the familiar comfort, amenities, and superior service that you know and love. Did you miss us, Marsh Harbor? We've certainly missed you. Welcome home.
But I wanna go home.
The $20 combo, unlimited talk, yo, to every network you know. Across the Bahamas, I got 6 gigs of data, plus unlimited chat. It's a roll over too. Now let me check my people on Facebook and WhatsApp. BTC is where it's at. I rock my combo. Your BTC 10-day combo is now only $20 and is supersized with a new low price. BTC, do it again.
You know that feeling you get when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
With 99% of medical claims paid in under 5 days, we're like that spider that doesn't climb in your shower. CG Atlantic. Insurance, health, pensions, life. Good like that.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
36 females and 22 males make up the 58 new COVID cases in country, 42 of which are in New Providence. Grand Bahama accounts for another 11, Bimini and Catkey 2, and 1 each on Abaco, Exuma, and Andros. That's an overall total of now 9,926. Of that figure, the locations of 35 are still pending. The number of people in hospital at 50, with 4 of them fighting off the virus in the intensive care unit. As of Wednesday, there were 504 active cases and 18 people had recovered. As for tests completed, the latest dashboard reflects 408 tests completed yesterday, 4 of them repeats. Health officials say 2 of them were inconclusive. Health officials are targeting the Fox Hill community for vaccination against COVID-19 with the opening of another such site at the St. Anselm's Roman Catholic Church on Burnett Road. Manager Nurse Antoinette Cumberbatch is counting on many Fox Hillians to take advantage of the opportunity to get inoculated. Vaccinations are scheduled between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Friday.
So we're scheduled to commence at 2 p.m. However, we came in earlier to get everything organized and started. And upon our arrival, we met like a crowd of about 30 persons. So I know the flow is going to be good and it's going to be steady. We're vaccinating according to appointments, of course. Of course, we'll also be accepting walk-ins. So we're not going to turn anybody away for vaccination. So we're encouraging everybody in the Eastern District to come in and be vaccinated. We're closed on Saturday, but we expect to be reopened again on Monday.
Nurse Cumberbatch appeals to high-risk persons to get vaccinated.
Hand washing, maintaining social distancing, making sure that you use your mask when you go in public, and encourage your family and friends to do so. Also encourage as much persons as possible to come in and be vaccinated. We have a certain group of people in our community that is known as our high-risk population, and we're particularly looking forward to them coming in, those persons with diabetes, hypertension, cardiac disorders, all those persons with comorbidity. Please do come in, get your vaccination.
A spike in COVID cases requiring admission to the Princess Margaret Hospital has led to adjustments in its operations, including the discharge of patients and the temporary suspension of in-person clinics. PMH Agape Clinic will operate 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The Eye Care Center on Soldier Road and the Oncology Clinic 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dental services have been suspended. The dialysis unit services, meantime, remain uninterrupted. Child abuse and prevention, the focus of social services officials this month. This year's theme, Child Abuse Protection Begins With Us. Here's Social Services and Urban Development Minister, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, with the latest numbers.
There have been at least 382 reports of various forms of child abuse. I think comfort in one aspect of that reporting, which is at least 116 of those cases have been reported through our hotlines, 397-2550, 2763, 322-2763.
The minister went on to share how abuse can be prevented.
Child abuse prevention begins with us when we speak out against verbal abuse, against child abandonment, and all forms of ill treatment against our children. Children have the right to be happy, to a life of love, nurturing, and protection. They should be allowed to play and engage in activities appropriate to their age. They should not be stifled, but allowed to express themselves in an open, respectful manner. Gone are the days, Mr. Speaker, when we say children are to be seen and not heard.
CARICOM foreign ministers meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken during a virtual roundtable discussion that centered on issues of mutual importance. This includes the response to the COVID-19 pandemic and its economic impact on the region, as well as areas of cooperation, namely security, democracy, human rights, and combating climate change. Linking in for the Bahamas, Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Darren Henfield, noted the importance of cooperation in mitigating the spread of COVID, stressing that the economic viability of the Bahamas as a tourism-based economy largely depends on ready access to vaccines. Both sides acknowledged the importance of regular dialogue. It was agreed that a mechanism be established to facilitate cooperation and monitor regional developments that benefit all parties. A multi-million-dollar renovation underway at Sandals Royal Bahamian Resort, Cable Beach. But to do this, the resort will remain closed for construction and reopen November 4th. The enhancements include the addition of iconic river suites and the refurbishment of over 200 rooms and suites. Guests with reservation during the closure will be accommodated at the available Sandals Resort of their choice, including Sandals Emerald Bay and Great Exuma for guests wishing to keep their reservation in the Bahamas. Sandals Resorts will assume all airline change fees. Sandals Resorts International announced the upgrade as part of its plans to honor the brand's 25th anniversary here in the Bahamas.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
At BPL, we are building for better. And that starts with improving customer relations for every single customer. Whether it's your home or business, big or small, we want you to know that you are important to us and that providing you with efficient and reliable energy is our business. Through increased efficiency and our hedging strategy, we've been able to decrease your bills significantly, a much welcome relief in these trying times.
I pay close attention to my BPL bill, and I've noticed a continual decline since July of last year. I'm so happy I can open my bill and know that it's steadily becoming more manageable.
As an entrepreneur, I've seen my electricity bills for home and business go down. This is amazing because now more than ever, it gives businesses and everyone the break they need to not only survive, but to succeed.
At BPL, we're proud of the early success of our strategic plan, and we look forward to consolidating the gains we've made. With more improvements on the way, we are continuing to build for a better future for all of us.
Bahamas Welding and Fire is your full-service retail store for a variety of items, including a large selection of appliances. When you walk in the door, we'll be there to guide and assist you with your needs. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. BWF is the leading supplier of welding and cutting safety supplies. If you are looking for a competitive price and products with knowledgeable staff, look no further. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the best prices in town. Located number 13 Wilson Street. Open Monday through Saturday. BWF, we're more than just our name. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
At Solomon's, we believe in fresh for everyone. Whether you're an amateur or a seasoned chef, a baker, a grab-and-goer, a late-night snacker, a brown bagger, an excellent microwaver, or all about being fit, we have all the fresh you want at great value and the best prices. So what are you waiting for? Shop at Solomon's because we believe in fresh for everyone.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
I'm Corval Pfeiffer. BTC is going door to door. We are reaching communities across the length and breadth of our archipelago. Here's our team on beautiful Exuma.
Because of BTC Internet Services, we at Ocean View Realty was able to stay connected with our clients throughout the world. We were connected via Zoom, Facebook, WhatsApp, and our emails. Certainly our clients were very appreciative to know that we are connected with them and keeping them informed as to what's going on here in Exuma and the Bahamas. At my home recently, BTC installed the Spark Bundled Package, which include Flow TV, internet, and telephone. Certainly I am ecstatic and elated with the Flow TV because there are so many channels. We are excited that BTC is installing fiber throughout the island of Exuma. Thank you, BTC, for leading the way in Exuma. Good job.
Hey, Exuma, we see you, and we will stay connected to you. These are the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pfeiffer. Be well, and be back here next BTC Connection.
Mission complete. The U.S. State Department and the Education Department partnering for a special mission, the donation of more than 100 Dell laptops to the Bahamas government. The computers rebuilt by students who make up the Virginia Student Training and Refurbishment Program, or VSTAR. Jimenita Swain reports.
A military aircraft touching down at Lyndon Pindling International Airport Thursday with a special donation, 119 refurbished Dell computers from the students of 5 schools in Virginia. On hand to receive the gift, education officials, including the Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, who was joined by the United States Chargé d'Affaires, Usha Pitts. While the rain prevented an official handover outside of the aircraft, officials moved indoors, speaking more to who donated the devices.
The students of Chesterfield Academy in Virginia, Clark County High School, Deep Run High School, Forest Park High School, Deep Run, that's quite interesting, and Northumberland High School all have made a contribution to this wonderful day. And again, we also want to thank the Rotary Club of Green Belt, Maryland, who provided the facility to fix, to build, prepare, and package the laptop.
The laptops are earmarked for students of A.F. Adderley Junior School. Her first time meeting the Education Minister, Chargé d'Affaires Pitts, said the donation was a clear demonstration of the friendship of the two countries. And there was much logistics in the planning.
Because so many people were involved in it to make it happen. And so you have the Bahamian ambassador, Ambassador Cawley up in Washington, having reached out to this NGO in in Virginia, having then found a way to get these laptops, found an organization that would donate them, and then using the Ministry of, sorry, not the Ministry, we have a department. So we have the Department of Education and the Department of Defense, which is not two departments that you would normally associate with each other, but here they are collaborating to get these laptops down from the United States down here to the Bahamas to then donate them.
For Education Director Marcellus Taylor, a tangible thanks from students will be forthcoming.
So on behalf of the Department of Education, we'd like to thank you, and I would like to hope that we could have arranged so that our students could formally, I guess, write letters or in a concrete way give their own thanks to the students of the high schools in Virginia that worked in this effort.
According to the Education Permanent Secretary, this donation follows several in the wake of Hurricane Dorian.
71 computers to Abaco in 2020, 20 computers to UB in 2020, 100 computers to North Eleuthera in 2021, and 20 computers to Grand Bahama in 2021.
The laptops are each valued at $250, with the overall donation totaling some $29,750. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Today celebrated worldwide as Earth Day, and environmentalists used the opportunity to create a greater awareness of protecting and preserving the environment. According to earthday.org, the world's first Earth Day was observed 51 years ago in 1970. Over the decades, over 1 billion people have been mobilized for the planet's future, and more than 75,000 partners are on board to drive positive action. Well, back here at home, Environmental Minister Ramald Ferreira planted seeds of wisdom into C.I. Gibson High School seniors, reminding them that the earth is their responsibility as well.
We're here this morning to plant these trees. As the principal said, they're young trees, symbolic of growth. It's going to be a responsibility to keep them going. Whatever situation you find yourself in, you have a responsibility yourself to keep going as well. So if you're not doing as well as you are in a subject, say you don't like math, all that means doesn't mean you're bad at math, it just means you have to keep trying harder. You got in trouble before, maybe you got detention before, that's not the end of the world, it just means you have to try harder at regulating your conduct. There's no obstacle that you face that cannot be overcome.
The Bahamas National Trust is celebrating Earth Day with the Rotary Club of East Nassau. Members planted a tree in the Fox Hill community to mark the occasion.
When I arrived this morning, it was a fantastic sight to see the layout of the trees that had been planted, in addition to the silk cotton tree that has been here for decades and is now protected through donation of this property to the Bahamas National Trust. My entire life, I value the environment. I think that if we value ourselves individually, we know that it's the environment that's most important to us. And on this day, April, which is our Earth Day today, it's truly a pleasure to be here, continuing to have an opportunity to show the impact that the environment means on us and how positively we can impact our environment.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Discover the possibilities.
Discover the possibilities.
discover the possibilities.
I discovered the possibility.
I discovered the possibility.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Tell me, what are you doing to improve your life?
Since COVID-19 is reading, that's something in itself because it's so bad. So yeah, it's engrossing.
Join me for Direct Talk, live with David G. Weekdays at 11 a.m. on the Bahamas Radio Network.
It's long been a bone of contention. Shantytowns, a big no-no here in the Bahamas. The government then is adamant they be removed at all cost. After all, these structures are the source of a myriad of problems, from illegal migration to hazardous environmental concerns. Well, just days after a video of Haitians living in a school bus in Dundas Town went viral, the Minister of Works is spending the next 2 days on Abaco to hopefully put an end to this vexing issue. Lloyd Allen has the story.
It's a live scene in this area here in Abaco known as The Farm. According to officials from the Ministry of Works, they say notification was made to them several months ago that many residents here had erected these structures illegally. Now, officials say that notification was made to those residents nearly a month ago to vacate and remove themselves or forcibly have these structures taken down. Minister of Works and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, was on site today and says due to the multiplicity of concerns, this latest action was necessary.
These are structures that are physically dangerous. They can cause persons to lose their lives, and the way they are being built, they can cause serious health challenges in this island. I think you're all seeing some of what are being used for cesspits. The water for those things, as the building control officer advised me, is ending up in our water table.
Minister Bannister also addressed a number of structures now protected based on a court injunction.
But those buildings also are very dangerous. When you look at what they have for septic arrangements, their human waste is going into your water table from those buildings.
But what is the plan for these residents beyond May 7th?
We're going to have to make some hard decisions as to whether we're going to let people live like that, or we're going to ensure that we create a mechanism where we have some decency in how people live, and also that we don't have the birthright of Bahamians just taken like this as is being taken.
This mother also expressed her concerns.
What I supposed to do with my own child? Where I supposed to leave my child? If I going home, where my child gonna be? I can't take him back in Haiti. He don't belong in Haiti. He born here.
For the Bahamas Tonight, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
A critical component to the needs of Long Islanders no longer out of reach, telecommunications giant Alive today donated an ambulance. It's an occasion that was more than 2 years in the making and comes after collaborative efforts between the company and Long Island Member of Parliament Adrian Gibson. Prior to this, Long Islanders resorted to transporting sick relatives via personal vehicles and the beds of trucks.
As we progress and develop, we need to ensure that our health facilities are also on par. And so having an ambulance to transport our ill or dying to the airport for transit to Providence or to the clinic is very critical to that. And, you know, it brings a degree of dignity to the way we move our people in those moments where they are ill.
Alive General Manager for the Southern Bahamas, Carl Monplaisir, says it was easy for the company to jump on board. He says it's all part of the company's commitment to community.
One of the things that when we first spoke about what was needed in Long Island, not only we heard it from the people, but we heard it from Mr. Gibson himself, that there was a need for an ambulance. And then so the decision was made that we're going to do anything that we needed to do to make sure that we help him supply the ambulance. When you come outside, you looked at the ambulance, it probably looks like one of our sales trucks. So we said to ourselves, instead of buying a sales truck, why not focusing on the ambulance? And so I'm very humble.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla.
Well, we got reports today of a water spout in the South Beach area earlier this afternoon. What can you tell us about that?
Well, not surprising at all, Makishla. If you recall, all week long, we have been speaking to a stall-out frontal boundary north of Grand Bahama that was generating some unsettled weather. We predicted that it will push through the capital late on Thursday afternoon. Today is Thursday, I would like to think, and so it's not surprising at all. We have been issuing some wet weather warnings for the last 4 days for various portions of the Northwest Bahamas, as was necessary. So from time to time, these things will pop up, but pay close attention to what is being emanated from these forecasts. But right now, outside of our studios, we're under mostly cloudy skies. We have a temperature of 79 degrees, your relative humidity very rich at 83%, easterly winds at 6 miles per hour, the barometric pressure of 1,015.7 millibars at 30.02 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, well, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 77 is in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Tool Key, and Marsh Harbor in Abaco. The Berry Islands at 79 degrees. 79 also in Alistown, Bimini. 80 degrees in Harbour Island, Rock Sandy, Luttra, and Alistown, Cat Island. Fresh Creek Central Island have a temperature of 77 degrees. 79 in San Salvador, Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma registering 81 degrees. 81 also in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megawana, 80 degrees. Acklands, 80, 82 in Matthewtown, Inagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Setter. In the Northwestern Islands tonight, easterly wind speeds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide takes place at 10:56. And then in the Central Islands, the winds will be light and variable for a short while. Wave heights very flat at 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. In the Southeast Bahamas, the winds will be southeast at 10 to 15, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Taking you into Friday for all areas, we'll have easterly wind speeds increasing 12 to 18 knots, wave heights building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So we'll have caution flags in place for the entire 700 islands on Friday. Low tide will take place at 11:35 in the morning, high tide at 5:41 in the afternoon. On Saturday in the northwestern islands, that easterly winds will continue at 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights unchanged at 3 to 6 feet, so the caution flags continue. High tide 6:03 in the morning, low tide at 12:23 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, winds easterly as well, stronger still at 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Caution flags are up for boaters in the central and southeastern islands. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Hey guys, it's Shay again with another quick tidbit on the perks of being an Alive customer. Now, if you're already on our network, this may just be a refresher for you, but if you're not, this might give you that extra push. If you're interested in getting a bill every month, or you're interested in the best prices on some of the latest devices, or if you've been a little bit interested in that auto pay option, this might be for you. It's time for you to join postpaid and experience opulence.
Simply put, being an Alive postpaid customer means you selected the plan of your choice and you then pay for that plan routinely every month. Unlike prepaid, where you can fluctuate between 7-day and 30-day, all postpaid plans are 30-day plans. So what are some of those postpaid plans? We have our Liberty More, which is $59.99, gives you 10 gigabytes of data, 500 talk and text minutes. Or we have our Liberty Premium, which is $99.99 per month and gives you 20 gigabytes of data, 1,000 talk and text minutes. Or we have our Liberty Elite, which is $149.99 a month, includes unlimited data, talk and text, and 1 gigabyte of roaming data. Again, all of our plans include unlimited Alive-to-Alive calls and texts. Now listen, we also have postpaid MiFi plans. That's right. If you have a MiFi device, you can purchase postpaid data plans, MiFi Basic, MiFi Plus, and MiFi Preferred. So what else can you look forward to? Even though we are still practicing social distancing during this time, as a postpaid customer, you not only have access to exclusive offers and devices, but exclusive invites to virtual events hosted by Alive in partnership with local vendors, and access to special offers at many vendors on our List Rewards app.
So there you have it. If you're a prepaid customer and you've been thinking about making that postpaid switch, we hope that this helped. If you're not an Alive customer, what are you waiting on? Alive, believe in best.
Cooking something new or whipping up a family favorite? Great meals start at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Quaker Oats, 18-ounce size, $2.99. Amarlanda Fresh Milk, 1 liter, $1.39. First Choice Sugar, 4-pound bag, $2.09. Danish spare ribs, $2.59 per pound. Aberdeen Bacon, 12-ounce pack, $3.49. Open Monday through Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Double stamps on Sundays. Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Everyone's excited about the $8 meal of the day. Every day, it's a different 6-inch sub, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $8. That feels like fresh value. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorite 6-inch subs. Like turkey breast, meatball marinara, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, black forest ham, Italian BMT, oven roasted chicken, and tuna. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $8 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price every day of the week. Only at Subway.
The Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality, or BBSQ, ensures better business practices in the Bahamas through the development and promotion of voluntary and mandatory national standards. Standards are guidelines which ensure that goods and services are produced with the safety of consumers and the environment in mind. BBSQ has developed standards for the manufacturing of bottled water. All vehicles brought into the country are also subject to standards. We have protocols for the poultry and egg production industry. National standards also apply to the construction industry. We are setting quality management and quality assurance guidelines to ensure that medical laboratories are competent. Standards help businesses to reduce expenditure, improve customer satisfaction, access new markets, reduce environmental impact, increase market share, and innovate. For consumers, standards provide improved choice, lower costs, greater assurance, compatibility, consistency, and better product information. We believe that standards matter to everyone, everywhere. We are the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality, where quality is our standard.
BBSQ, coming for through. You, for me.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports. Well, Buddy Hield must be the most hated man in Minnesota. This as he delivered in crunch time last night. Buddy sinking the go-ahead three-pointer on Wednesday, leading the Sacramento Kings to a come-from-behind 128-125 win over the Timberwolves. Hield drained the dagger from deep with less than 10 seconds to go. The Timberwolves failed to score in the ensuing possession, and the Kings closed it out to avenge their loss in the first night of their back-to-back matchup and gave some life to their flatlining play-in tournament hopes. Hield finished with 29 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block shot across 38 minutes of play. Buddy talking about coming up clutch.
I'm going to shoot the ball regardless. I'm just going to be aggressive. But I've been sucky, I've been sucky in those type of moments. As a player, you want to be able to pull through for your teammates. But this time I was able to make a shot. And percentages in that moment are bad. But, my Harrison trusts me. I made a good play. And but throughout the year, I haven't been myself in those ending plays. Hopefully I can, make a last push and figure it out when the game get tight like that. So to make plays for my teammates. But just got to keep on, be confident and be willing to take those type of shots.
And with the NBA draft quickly approaching, projected first-round pick Kai Jones finally signing with an agency, and the Bahamian big man making a deal with one of the biggest firms in the world. Jones revealing via social media yesterday that he will be represented by Clutch Sports. For those who don't know, Clutch is ran by super agent Rich Paul, who also happens to represent the league's biggest star in LeBron James. For the projected class of 2021 rankings, ESPN lists Jones at number 16. Sports Illustrated has him at number 22. Yahoo Sports has him at number 23, even though there's been recent talk that Kai could go as high as the top 10. Jones entered Texas out of Brewster Academy as one of the top 50 prep basketball recruits in America.
Every day, it takes a commitment to quality, a commitment to the people. Here at Impact, we commit to you, to providing you with the best, most efficient waste management service in the country. Across the Bahamas, every home, and any event is within our reach. Let the fastest growing and most reliable team help keep your Bahamas clean. Impact Waste Management Company, committed to you.
With 99% of medical claims paid in under 5 days, we're like that spider that doesn't climb in your shower. CG Atlantic. Insurance, health, pensions, life. Good like that.
The $20 combo. Unlimited talk, yo. To every network you know. Across the Bahamas, I got 6 gigs of data. Plus unlimited chat. It just roll over too. Now let me check my people. On Facebook and WhatsApp, BTC is where it's at. I rock my combo.
Your BTC 10-day combo is now only $20 and is supersized with a new low price.
BTC do it.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we take you to our satellite picture, and there goes the front boundary, which has punched through the capital earlier today, rendering some showers and some thunderstorms, which triggered some water spouts in some parts of the area. That has now moved to the south of us. So in those islands to the south, you can be expecting some adverse weather, at least in pockets. Behind that, conditions will be rather mild over the next couple of days, taking us through the weekend. We'll get to that 7-day forecast in just a short while. Tonight, we're looking at thunderstorms around, particularly in the vicinity of the frontal boundary. 72 degrees for your low temperature tonight. And then tomorrow, we're looking at some breeze, particularly during the morning hours. Things will start to pick up. There could be a brief passing shower, but that will be short-lived. High temperature getting up to 82 degrees. And your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, temperatures dropping into the low 80s during the daytime on Friday. Behind that front, we'll start to see an increase on Saturday, getting back up into the mid-80s during the daytime, and holding those nighttime temperatures in the low 70s. Makishna?
Well, thanks, Basil. And before we leave, can you think of 100 reasons to celebrate? Well, we assure you that Sybil Naomi Archer can, as today, April 22nd, makes her the country's latest centenarian. And she celebrated this significant milestone with some of her closest family and friends, and in grand style. In a worship service at Wesley Methodist Church in Grantstown, her home church, loved ones expressed gratitude for their matriarch. Governor General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Cornelius A. Smith, was among them.
I congratulate you for your perseverance and the service you gave to our country. Sybil, God has been good to you. Friends, although she never attended a high school, never went to a college, university was out of the question, but she ensured that her children received the best education, thus enabling all of them to make a meaningful contribution to our Bahamian society.
Well, we here at ZNS certainly extend heartfelt wishes to Miss Archer on this major milestone. That does it for the Bahamas Tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team here, thanks for watching and good night.
Tell me, what are you doing to improve your life?
Since COVID-19 is reading, that's something in itself because it's so fast. So yeah, it's engrossing.